Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to Grand Tactician. In the last episode, we had a rather small but very dynamic firefight with the Army of Northwest Virginia, or Army of Northwest, versus my Army of Pennsylvania. The statistics on casualties was a bit off, so I had suffered 3,500 casualties where the paper said that the the Confederates had suffered about 6,000. In actuality, they suffered only 4,715. So very close to the firefight, really just close quarter, like point blank firing at each other. And then when I decided to withdraw from the area, the enemy withdrew because it basically knew, yeah, we both had enough for today, or at least that's how I approach it. I thought it was very neat, small but dynamic, and I'm hoping every other battle is going to be like that as well. Another thing I have noticed is that in the previous Confederate campaign, Season 2, by this time in July, I had already fought at least 8 battles leading up to July, August of 61. In this version of this campaign, I have only had 3 land battles so far. The first one was May 11th, the second was June 16th, and July 5th as of previously. So I think it's very interesting that at least one battle a month seems to take place. It may ramp up to more once the numbers and policies start racking up recruitment, but as of right now, it's relatively accurate per se. You know, small battles here and there, and then maybe a large one every other month or so. You know, it's really dynamic, and I feel the ebb and flow is much better than previous versions. So again, thank you to the devs for really caring about this game and making it what it is today. Besides this small engagement near Charleston, Virginia, I'm basically going to continue on and take Charleston. That way, West Virginia will be formed, and that's one less objective on my list. I am moving the Department of the West down, and hopefully I'll strike into Arkansas and see what the Western Army is up to. And I have McClellan heading to Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm probably going to build a supply depot there, and then I'll move down to Tennessee and see if the Army of Tennessee is around this area. As of right now, the reports say that they barely have any troops, but I doubt that. So without further ado, other than that, policy of industry is almost there, and I'll try and get the Militia Act, but without further ado, as I was saying, let's continue on. Industrialization has been accomplished. More support for union factories. John Ericsson's monitor design approved. Mass production of new weapon types. Arming of civilian ships now made possible. Very good. So let's take a look at what we got. We can now do civilian warships, but I think right now I'm going to go for Militia Act 2 and then eventually the Policy 2. I can technically have 8 still. But again, one policy at a time is the recommendation, or else the more you click on, the more days will add up. And I do not want that. I want the quickest research for one policy as fast as possible. So I'm going to go with my gut, and I'm going to select the 1-year contract for the Union and see if that will bring in a little bit more recruits. If not, I know the military policy too will bring in recruits. So what we got here? We're basically pursuing the Army of Northwest. They're actually coming towards us. And somehow they actually got a few more recruits since that fight. Very interesting. Yeah, no cavalry. I only have 26 guns. So, well, they came at me. So I guess another battle with the same armies again. Sorry guys, but this is where all the action's taking place for this month of July. Yeah, without further ado, it's rainy, gross, but let's just jump in. I may lose this fight actually because of how many they have, but I'm determined. Let's see what happens. Never mind. They decided to run away. I have no idea. I literally just clicked start battle. I wasn't even, did no contact, no nothing, as you can see. That's very weird. Okay, yeah, I have no idea what happened. I clicked start a battle and then it just said battle's over like 1 second later. I think they meant to withdraw, but some like glitch in the coding decided that it was supposed to be a battle. So that battle never happened. I think it's cheap that it gave me a win for that. It really wasn't a battle at all. So still have 5 victories versus their 2, basically. So I guess I'll pretend that didn't happen for the moment, and I'll continue on. Apparently the Army of Tennessee is coming this way, so I guess we'll see what will happen there. Confederates extend their contracts to 3 years now, 3 years for the war. They are preparing for a long war. States struggling to fill quotas. New regiments are formed. Not sure how many recruits that will give, but of course, you gotta be careful with that anyway. Was this another battle? Hampton Roads with the Savannah Squadron retreating, so that's a naval battle 1. Ooh, these guys are a little bit beaten up. May have to give them a... Oh boy, is this gonna be the same thing again? It has to be the same thing again. No way. There's no way. I will see if the battle fights. Obviously, if it is a battle, then you'll see it. If not, then it's another same bug as this previous one. So let's just jump in and see what happens, I suppose. So I want to show it this time. So it says major victory right here. Not sure, that's how it said last time when I clicked play and it just completely moved everything about. Some troops are still a little bit unstable from the previous fight 10 days prior, now this July 15th. But I'm willing to see what will happen. I'm basically going to set up how I originally was going to set up, which was have a division here on this objective. Not sure why they moved forward so far. And I have one here with reserves in the rear like so. Very interesting. So I'm gonna see when I click play if it's gonna do the same thing. Basically the same setup, it's the same map, same everything. Just a little bit different, I suppose. Yeah, that's really weird. Yeah, they're over here, so let's find out, I suppose. Okay. So far it's playing out. Alright, so this is going to be a battle. An actual battle. Let's see what happens. Yeah, because the point is going down now. We will see how this pans out. Oh, never mind. The enemy has decided to retreat. Something weird is going on. I've verified my files and everything, so I'm not too sure what this is. And it was indecisive, but it gave me a victory anyway. I don't understand what's happening. The morale must be like too low. They're not recovering. I'm like pressing them too hard. They should be withdrawing every time I approach them because they are not taking the time to get their morale back. I think that's the issue. But instead, the coding is allowing them to initiate the fight. And then that fight is actually nothing. So now I have like 8 victories in this war so far, and 2 are fraudulent. And I think that's not fair, that's cheating. But luckily, nothing changes to their morale or the experience of my troops. Yeah, just a complete waste of time. I'm not sure why this is happening. So, yeah, just another wasted victory. Yeah, 8 victories to 2. That's very irritating. So, my goodness. Okay, well, let's just see what happens. If the video becomes too long, actually, I'm going to edit it and stuff. But this may be one singular video. If not, you'll see more within like a minute. So I just got to make a decision now. Well, West Virginia has now been formed. Virginia is divided. Union victorious in the mountains. New axis of attack open. So that's a plus after those two little bug glitches. I guess I don't have to pursue them now. I can let my army sit. A little ridiculous if you ask me, but I submitted a bug report to the devs, so hopefully that will take care of some matters. Their national morale is now 75, with my morale actually a little bit lower in terms of the armies. Their experience is obviously good because of bonuses I gave them. Everything else is quite alright. I have a slight advantage in terms of the campaign. So let them fall back as my armies in the west continue to push on. I believe the Army of Tennessee is drawing closer. Yes, they are. So I should move a little bit ahead. Don't want to lose sight in constructing the supply station. But I'm going to have them on defense because I know the Army of Tennessee is arriving soon. I want them to be prepared just in case. I'm sure that's outside of the radius now. Yes, it is. That's not going to be built anytime soon. Army of the Shenandoah is now over there. It is July 21st, so I'm going to move the Army of Northeastern Virginia towards Manassas Junction as historically accurate. So let's see what happens there. It's going to be the next day, of course, but might as well keep it kind of in terms of timeline. They have now 29,000. Yeah, it looks like the... Oop, no, I don't want raid, excuse me. I meant scout. Yes, good. No. Yeah, I didn't mean to raid. I apologize. Nothing in sight. They're moving in that direction, so I might as well be weary of that. A new newspaper. Crittenden-Johnson Resolution. A bill to preserve the Union. No action against slavery. Bill passes almost unanimously. Thaddeus Stevens abstained from voting. And I guess I'll read all this. The 37th United States Congress has passed almost unanimously the War Aims Resolution on July 25th. This so-called Crittenden-Johnson Resolution defines limited conservative goals for the Union effort during the Civil War. In the background of this resolution, in Lincoln's fear of further slave states seceding, although the bill makes no mention of slavery, the resolution intends that the Union government would take no actions against the peculiar institution of slavery, which would retain the loyalty of the Unionists in the slaveholding border states. For this reason, Pennsylvania Congressman and abolitionist Thaddeus Stevens has abstained from voting on the measure. Very interesting. I realized that my mic was away from my face, so I just pulled it back. Sorry for the volume change. Harney at destination, okay. Trying to have these guys scout. Obviously, the Army of the Potomac is somewhere right here with a roughly 13,000 troops. And I also have McDowell and Harney, of course, at their places. Army of Tennessee is nearing with what says 3,000, but part of me does not believe that. I'm going to press the Department of the West onward and take Carlton, Arkansas. Might as well keep the pressure on the Confederates. Right now, though, they have 106,000 more than my troops, which is interesting, probably because of the Militia Act. How many? I really don't have that many, I don't think. I gotta just click on one real quick. I have 10,000. So that leaves me with the... not much. Department of the West is still trying to recruit some troops. Let's try and get one in the Department of the Ohio. Why not? And it only gives me a Tennessee unit, which I don't want because that morale is terrible. So, that being said, I can't really do anything in terms of recruitment for the time being. Just gotta keep my guard up. I'm gonna move these guys up because the Army of Shenandoah is around in this section, and I do not want them invading. Wow, they're really going for recruitment. I may have to move I may have to attack with the Army of Northeastern Virginia and get this army out of here. How's the Washington Army doing? 7,000. That leaves all of them set, so I can actually transfer them now to respective divisions. And what better place than to put them in the Department of Pennsylvania. Not sure if I want all of them, though, in this. Of course, the cavalry can go there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So that would give about 26,000 to the Department of Pennsylvania. Oh, they really transferred immediately. 6 days for the division commander to show up. Department of the West is in contact with the Western Army with about 40,000 men versus my 12,000. Well, this says 31,000. Oh, gee, what to do? Crap, economic report, whatever. Ooh, that's not good. That is a very large army. I may have to withdraw. I don't trust that amount of troops. I'm gonna have to withdraw. I do not have the means to fight that. Union calls for volunteers, 12-month contracts. The Congress sanctions further enlistment. States forming new regiments. Call to arms. Okay, awesome. So please give me some troops. How many does that give me? Nothing. Well, at least not yet. Let me give it maybe a day. Well, what am I waiting for? I gotta go for the second policy, which is going to take 50 days. And that's not good because they're at 113,000 already. Oh boy. Well, I guess I'll end it here. Thanks for watching. Please wish me luck in the further endeavors of this campaign. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next real battlefield. Bye-bye.